Row 17 is similar to the previous step. We'll be picking up 2B in 1A, then 5 times 3A, and finishing off with 1A and 2B. And then we will make the turn. 2B, 1A. And this time we're sewing into the B beads. This is now the last group in row 17. We pass through 5B and 1A. And we'll be making the turn around the A bead. We're almost there. Sometimes it does take a little while, but maybe I'll get a bit of light here so I can see what I'm doing. Just trying to get it through that A bead. Yeah, and there you have it. Oh no, the needle is a bit stuck. Okay. Now I will skip over that last A bead, the one that was so hard to get into. And now I'll pass back through all the blue beads on the side. All the blue beads. Now we're ready to begin step 18. We're now ready to start row 18. Just as the previous rows, we begin with 2B and 1A, followed by 4 times an ABA, finishing off with a 1A, 2B, and then we'll replace the thread so we can make the turn. It's 2B, 1A. And now for the last group, 1A, 2B. I'm going to pass through all the blue beads along this side of the dress and through 1A. And that's because I don't want the white fire line to show on top of the blue beads. So pass through all the blue beads, through 1A, and then I am going to turn around this A bead. I will then pass back through all the blue beads on the side, skip over the A, and then just pass up through all the blue beads. And this will get us into position for what I believe will be the last row at the top of the dress. We're now ready to start row number 19. We begin with 2B and 1A, and we'll be sewing through all the accent beads, the B beads in this row. 2B, 1A, followed by 3 times 3A, and finishing off with 1A and 2B. And finishing with 1A and 2B. Now I don't like my thread showing, but I don't want to have to go all the way down to this bead, so I'm going to sew into the B bead and pass on through 4. There will be one little bit of thread showing after I've done the turn. I will pass through 5 beads, 5B, I will skip over the last B and pass back through all the B beads that I see along the side. Okay, now we're ready to put the last and final row of accent beads. This last row, number 20, will be made up of only the accent beads. We will just add 4 groups of 2A, and then we will weave the remaining thread into the body of the dress, and then tie off the ends, trim the extra thread, and then we are finished. I do hope that you will join me for the entire project and that you have had fun making it, because I certainly have had fun making it 3 times. Yeah. Once you've gotten to the end of the row, you just simply stitch through the beads along the side. make it a bit tighter, and then we'll just weave the rest of the thread away and hide the knots. I generally do the tying off at the end, at the back of the dress, so that if anything is not done properly, then you won't see any mistakes. But I will finish this up and then I'll be back to admire the finished product. As you can see, the dress is now complete. I've trimmed off all the extra thread, and I've also created a small necklace and a small bracelet. So now she's all dressed and ready to go for a walk with her friends. Thank you for taking part in this tutorial, and I hope I'll see you again soon for another one.